Do you want to have sex with me?
Yes.
Isn't it curious how such a simple question can be so difficult to say out loud, especially when it's the most relevant? You can be 16, sitting on a bed with your first significant other, or 60, sitting in a cafe with your newfound love. All of us have been in a situation where we would like to hug, kiss, or otherwise touch another person, but asking for their opinion, their consent, feels really scary and difficult. When I was 22, it was completely beyond my understanding how two human beings would end up kissing. Regardless of my 7 year in a relationship, I just couldn't imagine the route from meeting a stranger to the moment when your lips touch for the first time. It didn't occur to me that I could just simply ask their opinion. Hey, I would really like to kiss you. Can I? After 22 years of social interactions and education, asking for consent didn't even cross my mind. And that is a catastrophe, both on personal and societal level. It's a personal catastrophe because it made me a potential sexual abuser. And it's a societal one because I was definitely not the only one. Before explaining why, just to make sure we are on the same page, consent is genuine approval. It simply means that you truly, wholeheartedly agree to do something. Your friend asks you to talk the talk. Yes, let's do that. Your spouse asks you to wash carpets. Yes, let's do that. In both of these cases, you said yes, but only in one of them you consented. So how exactly the 22-year-old me was a potential sexual abuser? See, if I don't respect someone's consent, I abuse them. I hit someone without consent, physical abuse. I have sexual interactions without consent, sexual abuse. And if I don't even ask for consent, there is no consent. There is only my guess that they want to do the same thing as I do. And I cannot read people's minds. Turns out, other people can't either. We humans are bad at guessing and sometimes plain ignorant. Every sixth man and every other woman has been sexually abused. That's every third person. Sometimes I feel really small when I talk about consent. As a white cis male, I'm labeled as the perpetrator, and my right to talk about consent is sometimes questioned. I'm not here to steal your voice. I'm here to say, this is important. I don't want to abuse anyone just because I don't know how to ask. And I don't want to be abused because someone else failed to read my mind. But this is not only about me. Every third person has been sexually abused. That is a lot of suffering out there, sometimes caused by good people like you and me, when we don't care to ask and just blindly push forward. So, what should we do? We should start with open and honest communication to prevent non-consensual interactions. If you want to touch someone else's body, ask for their opinion, ask for their consent. I push myself to speak out loud because it is difficult. By thinking of this power phrase, if it's difficult to talk about, you should talk about it. So just because it feels difficult to ask your partner or your date, do you want to have sex with me? You should ask it. I know many of you are thinking, what if they say no? I tell you, that is awesome. What do you mean that is awesome? It feels awful to be rejected. It's awesome because it's a great opportunity to show that their no actually means no. By respecting their word and boundaries, you can build trust and create something much more powerful and beautiful than any single act can be. And if there was no room for no, it wasn't a real question to begin with. Nowadays, consent is a big part of my life. By asking consent, I don't accidentally hurt others. And voiced consent also protects me. Now I can observe if I agree to something because I want to please others or because I really wanted to do the something. I still don't quite understand how two strangers end up kissing, but now I don't need to, because I do know that it's always okay to ask. And if it's difficult to talk about, you should talk about it. Thank you.